welcome back to another video this week. I have some really exciting videos, footage, content that's going to be coming out in the next couple of months. It's going to take a while, so stay patient with me. I mentioned a couple of months ago that my family and I actually invested in a property together that's pretty distressed, I'd say. We're planning on completely renovating absolutely everything. We're going to be turning this property into something beautiful and desirable again. I know this is a little bit different content than what I'm used to doing, but I hope you're still eager and willing to come along on the journey. It's not that different from furniture renovation, just takes a little bit longer. And this is the dream team behind the scenes. My mom, Pam, and my dad, Brian. We're all going to be working together, helping each other out. We're going to be doing some demos, scraping popcorn, revitalizing some bathrooms, kitchens, everything. It's going to get the star treatment. And let's just say, is this the first time you guys have ever done this?
Let's just say this is rinse, repeat.
Yeah, they are the wealth of knowledge that I have learned everything from. So coming in the front entryway, there is a wonderful coat closet right here. And I don't know about you, I love to have a coat closet in the house. It's so useful. What's not so useful is this random wall right here. It's definitely not anything that's load bearing, and it's closing off this living room that you walk into from the front door. I think what the plan is to remove this wall, but keep this closet. It will open up this room and allow a lot more light to come in. You will notice that almost all the windows in this house are stationary windows, picture windows. They're long and skinny. Now, I absolutely love them architecturally. They're very visually interesting. They're different. They're not something that you see every day, but it does limit the light that comes into this room. So by opening up this wall and brightening this space up in general, it's just gonna feel so much more inviting. So this house has a lot of different vinyl flooring products, laminate flooring products throughout. There is not a whole lot of hardwood tile, anything worth keeping. There's some carpet. One of the things that we have already purchased and have decided is we are actually going to put a real wood floor throughout this entire house. I think it's really going to make it special, make it desirable, and lighten and brighten the space back up. You can see some of this flooring is really damaged. It has had some water damage. It's bubbling. It's just very typical with a more affordable laminate product. They do that very easily, even just from mopping. Secondly, the way that it installed was probably not up to par with how we would typically do things. There's a lot of gaps, cracks, showing that just are not the best to look at. One of the other design features that I think we're gonna change is this weird cutout nook right here. On the other side of this is the bathtub for the guest bathroom. We're toying around with some ideas of changing the layout. I'm not sure exactly what we're gonna do at this point. We're gonna have to kind of pivot and just go with the flow as we open up walls and see what we're working with. But this space right here is pretty useless in this room. We will probably take it out and make this wall one big flat wall, and that will give us an extra foot or two in the bathroom itself. Coming out of the main entryway in the living room, there's this hallway that brings you to the kitchen and dining room area. One of the features that I absolutely love about this house is this beautiful solid wood paneled door. It's just full of so much character. It's definitely something that we will be keeping. In front of this back doorway is the dining eat-in area. And it's not a terrible size. It's not overly large, but it's definitely very workable. And that goes into a rather small galley kitchen. There isn't a whole lot we can do as far as the size, making it bigger, but we can make it infinitely more functional for whoever uses it in the future. I think the game plan is going to be taking this wall down so that the counter can come out maybe a little bit more, not a whole lot because we want to leave plenty of space for a dining table. The refrigerator did go here initially, and I think it works the best for this layout. We're not going to change the actual layout itself a whole lot. What we are going to do is change out this cooktop and put a slide-in oven. That way we can have nice tall cabinets here. And speaking of cabinets, I'm really excited to rip all of these older cabinets out and build a completely custom kitchen cabinet set for this little galley kitchen. One of my major pet peeves when it comes to older style cabinetry is having it stop before the ceiling. It's such wasted space up there, and in my opinion, it makes the room look lower. And you can actually see whoever installed this cabinetry, I don't know, didn't have a level or something, because this one is a good ½ inch higher than the rest of them. But one of the features that I love in a kitchen is a nice, beautiful window over the sink. This window looks out over the very private backyard of this property with beautiful trees and lawn. In the summer, it's going to be so green. It's going to be beautiful and the perfect backdrop for this kitchen. Unfortunately, there isn't a designated pantry in the actual kitchen itself, but this house does actually have quite a bit of storage. And so our game plan is to designate this closet right here as part of the pantry storage. It has a nice wide door. It does have some shelves. We will spruce it up, clean it up, and make it a little bit more functional for someone. The next closet down this hallway is where the water heater lives. There is some extra storage space in there as well. It's nice to have a designated spot that's easily accessible for a utility like a water heater. Speaking of utilities, we have already replaced the furnace and AC units. So whoever gets to own this property next will have a fresh new AC system. Going down the hall of closets, the next closet is where the washer and dryer lives. And it's very functional. It has these accordion style doors so they can be shut away so that you don't have to look at them. And when they're running, it will also help control the noise. We are looking to make this hallway a little bit more homogeneous so that there's a better flow and it does not look quite so patchy with all the different styles of doors down this hallway. The next room is that guest bathroom that I talked about. All in all, it's a pretty big space. It's just a little bit awkward. Again, like that galley kitchen, I would call this a galley bathroom. It does have a really useful linen closet at the end for towels, things like that. We toyed around with the idea of removing some of the hallway closets, but I think the way it's set up right now is probably the most functional. And all in all, this is a good sized bathroom for a guest bathroom. You have everything you need for it to be functional. And this is that wall that we might remove in the living room. It just really juts out into this bathroom and cuts it out into this weird L shape where the shower is. It's definitely not a nook that's needed in the living room, and I think this room would benefit from the added space more so than the living room would. So this bathroom is going to get fully renovated. New toilet, new vanity and sink, new mirror, new lighting. We will be replacing the shower. Unfortunately, the blue shower is going to go. And just give everything a spruce up, make sure everything is fully functional and ready to go. The next area of the house that you enter into from this hallway are the guest bedrooms. And they're set up a little strange. So you enter in through one doorway, and that's how you access both of these bedrooms. It's not entirely usable. It's not super functional for a young family. So our plan is actually to extend this hallway out a little bit more so that we can add a separate doorway for each bedroom. The second issue is this smaller bedroom does not have a closet, and in order for it to be considered a bedroom, it does need a closet. What we're going to do is actually create a closet right here. That second bedroom has 2 closets, and this one has none. So we'll just steal one of the closet spaces from that second bedroom and give it to this one. So that first bedroom is definitely the smaller of the two, but it's would be a great office or a small child's bedroom. The second guest bedroom, while not overly huge, is very functional. And like I said, we will be taking one of the closets for that other bedroom. Both of these closets are pretty good size, so it will offer tons of storage for both of these bedrooms. They did something a little odd with some of the closets in the rooms. They created a strange step up to get into the closet. The closet itself is actually floor level. They just never took the doors all the way down for some strange reason. But that won't be a problem because will be walling off this section and putting the doors on the other side anyway. So we can make the opening on the other side a typical doorway. Coming off of that kitchen and dining room area and the hallway to the living room is the wing of the primary suite. There's a great storage closet right here. It has lots and lots of space. I'd say that this space is probably one of the quirkiest rooms in this house. It is a huge primary bedroom. It's very spacious. It's got a beautiful slider looking out to the backyard, lots of light. It has decent closet space, and it even has a wet bar. I'm not sure what the design plan was when somebody initially came up with this, but it is funky. Unfortunately, I do think we are going to cap off that wet bar. There's a bathroom like 10 feet. So I don't really see a need for a sink in the bedroom. We're going to demo all of this cabinetry, this built-in headboard, and I'm assuming this was meant to be a desk. They really went wild with their shapes right here. I mean, somebody definitely had some creativity, and I'll give them kudos for that. We are going to take it all down. This is the most likely spot for a bed to go in this room. I think the bed will be really interesting on this angled wall. It'll give it a little bit different perspective than a typical square bedroom. And I'd say the last interesting feature of this bedroom is this fireplace right here in the corner. It's got this interesting stone facade, which we will be taking down, unfortunately. And I don't know about you, but carpet going all the way up to a fireplace does not scream safety to me. So we will be ripping all the carpet out of this room. We will be tiling or creating some sort of hearth around it to make it much more safe. I love the feature of having a fireplace in the bedroom. I think it's cozy, romantic. I really do like it. We are going to keep this. It just needs to be made a little bit more safe. Like I mentioned previously, it does have a decent amount of closet storage. There are actually 2 closets. I'd say a his and hers. This one is pretty functional. It works great. Just the sliding doorway, a good shelf. These 2 closets, on the other hand, are a little funky. Just like that other bedroom, for whatever reason, they did not take these doors all the way down to the ground. Not to mention, I think it's a little bizarre having this divided area right in the middle. We're going to open this up, make it a much more usable, functional closet, more similar to the other one in this room. Anything in this house that needs to be fixed or repaired absolutely is going to get fixed and repaired. For example, they obviously had a dog, a puppy, something, and as puppies like to do, they did use this molding as a chew toy. We will fix that. Coming from the bedroom into the bathroom, this doorway is very, very narrow. It's either a 24 or 26 inch opening, and it just feels very claustrophobic. We are gonna open this up and make it a bigger doorway. But once you come into this bathroom, it's a pretty good size. Again, they really went with the theme here and had a very interesting vanity. Let's just say this was custom built. We will be taking it out and replacing it with most likely 2 sinks. We'll have to see at the time. But the cabinetry really is something else. It just opens up into some custom DIY particle board in there for shelving. It offers a lot of storage, but it's not the most useful storage. When it comes to the shower area, this shower is pretty petite, and it's nice to have a full-size shower in a primary bathroom. What we're going to do is we're going to bring it out further. And we are also going to add a linen closet in here for extra storage. It's a pretty big bathroom, so it absolutely can handle that. And that way it will give somebody a nice, fresh, new shower. This one is seen some better days. In my experience, in my opinion, if you can add a bigger shower in, it's definitely much more functional. So that's it. That's the grand tour. Next week, I think we're going to get a little dirty. We're going to start ripping and tearing. We're going to get this carpet up. We're going to get the flooring up. We will start assessing what walls need to be replaced, come down, all of that good stuff. It's about to get a lot dirtier before it starts to look better. I do want to note, this is not going to be a tutorial style video. This is more going to be a come along with us as we renovate and have an adventure together as a family. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you come along with the journey with us. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to like and subscribe.